Hey everyone, good afternoon and welcome to Radio Free Radford. We're going to interrupt the music for a little bit today because we have a special guest joining us for an RFR interview. So we appreciate you all tuning in. My name is Jessica and I'm going to be one of your hosts today. I'm also joined by my co-host.
Hi everybody, I'm Brandon with the Tartan.
And today we're excited to welcome...
What's up guys, I'm Frederik Erichsen. You can also call me Freddy. I'm from Denmark, Copenhagen. I'm a freshman here at Radford.
So, as Freddie mentioned, he's on the Radford men's basketball team. So, thank you so much for joining us today. We're very excited to have you. So, before we kind of jump into anything, we want to congratulate you on your season and your accomplishments, which we will bring up later this interview. So, you guys should stay tuned for that. And then we'll just kind of jump into, a little bit about yourself too. So, aside from being at Radford, who are you? Who is your person?
That's a hard question, I think I'm very Danish, and in Denmark we're very all about the community. I'm a very community style person. I love being around other people, and I think that's also why I choose Radford, because that was what Coach Chu told me about the first day. Like he said a team, the chemistry is really important. And yeah, I'm a smiling person. I love to smile all the time. I believe in if you smile to the world, smile back to you. So yeah, just being happy in general, that's my biggest thing.
So what got you into playing basketball? And I also want to ask, what is the basketball culture like in Denmark? I'm sure there's a pretty stark difference there.
There's a huge difference. Basketball in Denmark is very up and coming. We still got a lot of sports and around basketball. I think basketball is the fastest growing sport in Denmark right now. But what really got me into basketball was definitely my background, my family. My grandparents, my uncles, my dad, my mom, everybody around me played basketball. So we were kind of forced into playing basketball. Because I grew up playing soccer. Then at some point my mom told me I can't play soccer anymore. I gotta switch it over to basketball. So yeah.
What's one of the earliest memories you have of playing basketball because you were surrounded by a basketball family? Is there one moment you can point to?
I mean, it's definitely when we went for our first went for a few trips when I was younger. My mom was still coaching the team with two of my good friends' dads. And just I think that going abroad, going to another country to play a tournament, I think that what sits with me the most. Especially also because we won. Mm-hmm. So yeah, that was really my first time seeing another part of the world through basketball.
Mm-hmm. When did you start doing tournaments like that?
That was an early age. That was around 10, 11, I would say. Yeah.
So I know you mentioned, the community is one of the things that kind of attracted you to Radford. So can you talk about how you got to Radford, especially being an international player?
Yeah, I think the biggest thing that got me here, the main reason I came here was definitely because I knew one of the coaches, Coach Sidao. He coached me, what was that, 2 years ago. I played at the NBA Academy tournament in Atlanta. That was my first time in America. And since then I kept the contact with him. He's a great guy. I really like him. He's a good human being. And so I kept the contact with him, and then out of nowhere, I remember I was sitting in Germany and he gave me a call, and he hadn't called me for a while. And he just asked me if I wanted to come here, and he had, he knew the coach, he trusted in the head coach, and I had a lot of trust in him, so that's how I got here.
So I have a question that kind of builds off of that point. What was the pitch from your coach that you had known and also Coach Chu? Because there's a quote from an article about him on The Athletic, and it said his pitch, I think it was, I don't know if it was specifically to Jalen Johnson. He said, "I've never been a head coach before, and you've probably never heard of Radford. You want to come?" So was it something like that, or?
I wouldn't say so. It's a little different. But yeah, it was definitely, I really liked the way he was, when we're talking about Coach Chu now, I liked the way he was carrying himself, the way he was talking about how we wanted the team to play. He wanted us to share the ball a lot. He came from the Pacers, which is the most passing team in the NBA. And they built their playing style. He wanted us to play like them, and I think I still am a big believer in that playing style. And I think, yeah, and then he was also big on good human beings. He wanted to attract good characters and good human beings. So I think that was also one of the big reasons I went here, because he was all about that.
So I have a follow-up for that. So we actually talked to Coach Chu earlier this season too, and he said that, his professional background really helped develop the college level. Do you think that, it's kind of been implemented? Do you see some of his style in your own gameplay?
I mean, you can definitely see it even when we watch video. Like, they always bring NBA clips down. Like, when they show us a new play we want to run, or defensive possessions, they always bring like some NBA clips down. Also, I think it's also like, yeah, I mean, you see it through also the playing style, the way we play. It's very, as I said earlier, like, he came from the Pacers background, so you can definitely see some like connections that like what do you call it, like a red string? Is that what you call it? Like, it's a red string through things, like connection all the way down. Yeah, something like that.
Thread the needle.
Exactly.
I was like, you did that. Oh, my bad. Okay. So you're number 7. Does that have a special meaning to you? Did you pick that?
I've always I got asked that question a lot. And I think because at some point I wanted a tattoo. It said 777, but my dad wouldn't let me, so I never got it.
Okay.
But it was like my whole family's birthdays collided 77. I'm born on the 7th, and when I grew up, before I switched to Messi being my favorite player, I grew up having Ronaldo as my favorite player. So I think it kind of started like at that point. Yeah.
So obviously we talked about your background before you got here as a professional player, and then coming to Radford with a coach with NBA experience. But what is the experience like now that you've actually been here and played a whole season?
I think that's a good question. I think just the difference of the game from Europe, like, it's a completely different game. You see way more athletes over here. It's a way like more fast-paced game compared to back in Europe. It's a lot of like long set plays, a lot of pick and rolls. Here it's more like see a lot of team running hard in transition, like transition threes. Like, the game is just way more sped up. I think I would say that's different. Like, it's definitely like the biggest difference.
Was it anything like what you'd expected it to be? Was it easier? Was it harder?
I mean, yeah, they told me that the first time that it'd probably take me some time to get used to the playing style, because I wasn't, we had a completely different playing style back home.
So we're going to touch back on the community again. You said that's a big thing for you. How do you say, or how would you say, I guess, Radford community has been with the fan culture and just like the administration as a whole?
I would definitely say the teachers, as like, I don't know if I could say meant a lot, but like, they've always been really good at like helping us out, because we go abroad, we go different places, we miss classes and stuff, and they're always really like, helpful. They're always trying to help us back on the track, and like, they give us a little extra time sometimes, and they're always really like good at communicating with us. So I'd definitely say that's a real big like positive thing, because I've also heard from a lot of other schools that it isn't always like that. So I'm really grateful for that. Yeah.
So you think Radford's like accommodating and understanding of like the athlete commitment?
As far as I know, I would say so. Yeah.
So what has it been like for you being part of like a completely brand new team? I mean, we've talked about it already, how you were going through a lot of change. There are other players on the team that are coming from high major programs coming down, D2 majors or D2 players going up. So what has it been like?
I mean, as y'all have all seen, we definitely had some up and downs. It was definitely not easy in the start. I think I don't know a record in the start, but it wasn't very well. It wasn't very good. I think, as you said, we had players from all around the world, different leagues. People came from different levels. So I think like the rest of y'all see, we just needed some time, and I think if we had another year, we would have been even greater. I think it was all about time for us. Yeah.
I would say, from a fan's perspective, it did look like you guys grew together pretty quickly. And in college basketball, with the transfer portal and things like that, you do have to grow quickly. What were some of the things that you did as a team, or just the community, that helped you guys grow so quick?
I would definitely say, as I said earlier, Coach Chu was big on attracting good human beings, high character people. So definitely say that helped a lot, because even like off the court, we would all hang around almost every day, like go eat with different, like we didn't have like groups like that, we were just a team. I think that's definitely what also like attracted me to stay here one more year was all that. Yeah.
Okay, we're going to come back to that.
Yeah.
So what has it been like to play for Coach Chu? You've mentioned him a few times, and you like his style of play, but also his emphasis on like personal character. So what has been your experience playing under him?
I mean, it was a whole new like playing style, as I said before. Like he wanted us to play way faster, play through a lot more passes, way more fluent. And I definitely had to get used to that. But as I got used to it, I really saw that like the meaning behind it, how like so progressive it could be, like how much it could help us. So I think it was an honest play around, especially also be there his first year. I could really like it. You could feel how he was learning, like game by game, and he wasn't like scared to learn. He could like I could really feel that. So I think that meant a lot to us that he was like ready to learn also.
So I guess like let's transition a little bit into gameplay and kind of your personal preferences with that. Do you prefer a large crowd, or would you prefer it to be like kind of empty and just kind of zone into the game?
I feel like last year I played in Germany and I played for the Pro B team, which was the development team, and I also played for a couple games for the men's team. And in the Pro B team, we would have like 50 people, 100 people at the game, and then at the men's team, we would have 8,000 to 12,000 a game. And I'll definitely say that it brings some more, it gives you more adrenaline, like it feels you, like it makes you more like ready. It definitely motivates you even more. So I would definitely say playing for a big crowd. Yeah.
What do you think about the Deadman Center hype, like the intro video and the lights and the intros? Do you think that gets you into?
I think they did a good job of what we had, if you can say it like that. Because I mean, it's definitely like it was a good intro video. I think at least got us hyped as players. So yeah, I think it was definitely positive.
And then after all those videos are done and all the lights go down, how do you remain calm during a game and under pressure?
I learned this through the season that I'm a big believer in when you play, you play, and when you don't play, you don't play. So it's like when you don't play, you don't have to. Of course, you gotta follow the game, what's going on, but like don't stress because you're not in the game. Like you can't really do anything about it. You can stand up, clap for your teammates, keep a positive tone on the bench, but like as soon as you go in the game, you just gotta. I have a little word I say to like make me focus, make me look, and like to tell myself you're in the game now. So it's when you're on the floor, you're on the floor. When you're not, you're not.
What's that word? Would you be willing to share? Or?
I'm gonna just keep it to myself.
Gotcha. That's okay. Yeah. Just curious.
Yeah,
of course.
So I know one thing too, like especially in Deadman Center, after you score, they like say your name, everybody starts cheering. How do you stay kind of desensitized to that and just kind of lock back into what you're doing?
Just, to be honest, I don't even hear it. I don't remember my name being called. I didn't. Yeah. I think when you're on the court, you're just so focused on the 5 guys sitting in front of you that you don't really pay attention to the people around you. It's more like in the warm-up, you see like who's there, like look around, you're getting ready for the game. But like as soon as you get on the floor, I think it's just kind of turn like a switch on, and you're just playing the game of basketball.
So I know you just said you have a word that you say to yourself. Do you have any superstitions or rituals that you'd be willing to share that you do before a game?
I'm really not a big believer in like overthinking stuff, so like I have to do all this kind of stuff before the game. But if I have a ritual, I really don't have a ritual. I like to eat some granola bars before the game and chug some water. That's my ritual.
Do you have like a favorite brand of granola bars that you prefer?
I just eat whatever's in the kitchen down there.
So far this season, playing the Big South Conference, is there like a certain game or like a team that you point to that has been like your favorite to go up against? Whether it was just a really easy game or a really challenging one?
I mean, I would definitely say the away game against Winthrop. I think that was like probably one of my favorite games. Because it's the whole, like, it was the game we lost. The game
was a heartbreaker.
Sadly. But it was just like it was a good atmosphere. I felt like we had them the whole game. I think everybody played a pretty good game, and it just came down to the last minutes, and yeah, they were good enough to come up with a shot and they hit it. So I'll definitely say I think that's one of my favorite games this year.
And then who has been you could either a current player or a former player, is there someone that you point to that you model your game after, or someone that really inspires you?
When I grew up, my favorite player was Kyrie Irving, because until I grew a growth spurt, because when I was younger, I used to play the point guard, and I would be one more like a ball handler. Then I grew I don't know what it is in inches, but I grew a lot in a half a year, and I had to become bigger. And then back then, I would definitely say I was a big Jason Tatum fan. And I've always been a big fan of Kobe and LeBron and Jordan and all the great guys, but I would say Jason Tatum was probably while I was growing up, my favorite player. Yeah.
I've noticed that's a common trend for wings in basketball nowadays, where they started out as a ball handler and playing point guard. Did you feel like that was a difficult transition, or?
I think the difficult thing is missing being more of a ball handler, I would say, because I definitely miss seeing the game through a point guard's hands, if that makes sense. Being able to, have the ball more, create shots for other people. So I definitely miss that, but I'm grateful for learning that also. Grow up having coaches back then that would let me handle the ball more. I'm definitely grateful for that.
And then what's one of the biggest lessons that you've learned from one of your teammates this year? Is there one guy or a couple guys you can point to that really helped you adjust?
I think just in general, I was just surrounded by great guys who was willing to help me grow. So I would say the whole team would always they would always help you. Especially I could feel it when I came here in the summer, I had some problems with my visa, so I came in late than everybody else, and I was a little nervous. But after 2 practices, I felt it was home, because everybody was so good, welcoming me. And it was just a great connection from the start. So, yeah.
What are some of the key differences you've noticed playing college basketball in the United States versus playing professionally overseas?
As I said earlier, it's definitely the whole speed of the game is way different, and then everybody is athletic over here, more than back in Europe. You got these slow-footed centers, bigger guys, more. I wouldn't say the physicality is that more bigger over here, but just say that in general the speed of the game. You got smaller point guards over here that's way quicker compared to back in Europe. You got these bigger, stronger, more physical point guards. So I definitely say for me it's the speed of the game.
How was your adjustment coming in? Because obviously I think it's safe to say you're not a standard freshman coming right out of high school. You had a different kind of experience. So how was your adjustment? Was it difficult? Because you saw a lot of playing time this season, especially for a freshman.
Yeah. Can you ask it again?
Yeah, of course. Yeah. So talk about kind of your adjustment from coming in as a freshman and sort of being thrown into this different style of play compared to overseas.
I've changed a lot the last 4 years, so I've gotten pretty used to making quick changes, learning plays quickly, remembering stuff, because I've played for 4 different coaches the last 4 years, so I had to get used to it. So I'd definitely say I felt pretty comfortable coming in, because I knew I was going to be able to learn playing style, what they wanted me to learn quickly. So I'd say I just felt comfortable coming here.
So before this, I was looking through your bio a little bit, and I saw that you played in the U18 European Championships. Yeah. And I was just looking at all of the NBA caliber guys that you played against, Nolan Troyer, Joan Behringer, Abdallas, who's over at Virginia Tech, Christian Anderson. What was that like going against all those talented players?
I've played against so many, we say young guys in the NBA right now, and I would say for me it was all memories, knowing, even I don't know how far I'm gonna make it in this. I believe in myself. I believe I'm gonna make it to the NBA. But just being able to create memories, being able to say I've played these guys, I think that's what really like means a lot to me. Building connections through basketball. I definitely I can, even now my friends can ask me who I've played, and I can name 10 NBA players already. I think that's it's just funny to know that I've outscored an NBA player when I was younger, and those small memories really means a lot.
And to that point, since you brought up the NBA, do you know how many players from Denmark have made it to the NBA?
0. A half, because my uncle, he got drafted, but he never he got injured, so he never really played NBA. But and we also had a guy called Ethan Lundberg who played 10 days in the NBA. He got a 10-day contract, but nobody has really played in the NBA full season.
Well, I did. I don't want to.
There is some half-days guys, yeah.
I think I saw there was 2 players that have played. Maybe it was the threshold was 5 games.
Yeah.
But I saw that there's 2 Danish players that have been in the NBA.
Yeah.
And they were both from exactly where you are, from Copenhagen, Denmark. Am I saying that right?
Yeah, it's Copenhagen, Denmark.
Yeah. What do you think about that? You think you could be the third one?
Oh,
you think that's a sign?
Definitely,
Yeah.
100%.
We believe in it.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah, I actually didn't know 2 people made it. It could have been my uncle and that other guy.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I can bring it up after the interview, see if you recognize the names.
I'll definitely.
You increase a lucky number, 3 times strong.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Do you have a team you'd want to get drafted by? You're I really would want to play.
I've always been a big fan of Golden State.
Okay.
The way they play, especially just being able to be in that team and whoever you kicked it to, what's going in. Definitely, I'd probably say Golden State. The way they're playing, just being able to stand with the ball on top of the key and just see a lot of reads going on, being able to find a lot of just people who can really shoot the ball well. I think that I really like their playing style. Yeah.
And then, how does it feel seeing some recognition this season from the Big South? Obviously, you had a couple of Freshman of the Week awards, and you got to be on the All-Freshman team. Yeah. How did that feel when you got that recognition?
I mean, I definitely. I expected that going into the season, and also I expected more than that. But I think I'm happy with how this season went, and I really learned a lot, and I really felt comfortable going into next year.
What do you think your biggest takeaway from this season has been?
Definitely building physicality, I would say. Coming in a lot stronger, a lot more used to the game, being able to learn how to guard smaller guards, being able to keep my distance to them. There's a lot. I've learned so much this year. Had a lot of great coaches around me. Had individual practices every day. Always learning new things, and always been willing to learn new things. So I think I've learned so much this year that I can't really put words on it. So I've learned a lot of things.
You just mentioned, guarding smaller guards. Do you think your height gives you an advantage in the game, or sometimes you think it can be a little bit of a struggle?
I mean, there's 2 sides. There's definitely advantages with it because I'm bigger. I can cover more floor, but there's also with size comes kilos, or what do you call pounds over here? It comes pounds, so it makes me a little slower. So there's definitely a lot of technique I gotta learn, and also just working on getting faster every day. But I would definitely say it's an advantage because there's fewer tall guys than shorter guys.
Yeah, you're one of the tallest players on this team, I think.
Yeah.
How tall are you? You're 6'9"?
6'9".
Yeah.
I say 6'9". I don't know how tall.
I mean, that's a whole foot taller than me, so I think that's definitely tall enough for sure.
What should one incorporate into their diet if they want to get to be 6'9"?
Yeah.
I think it's a little too late.
I need some tips.
I think it's a little too late. I don't know. You gotta eat some oatmeal. That's what I could eat growing up. Oatmeal. Yeah, you used to eat a lot of oatmeal. That would be girl. Sleep.
Mm-hmm. I wanted to touch back on, you said a big adjustment for you this season was the physicality. Do you have is there a moment that you can point to where it was training in the summer, or maybe like one of your first couple games?
I would definitely say when we played North Carolina, and I was trying to Barkley, I don't remember his name, but the foreman at Barkley is like where you attack the baseline and turn it into like a spin move, like a post move, my bad. And I was trying to post him, and I was just like bumping. And I've always been pretty good at like bumping people like under the basket because I've always been way bigger than everybody. But as I was like bumping, I just wasn't really going anywhere. I definitely felt all right. These are some big guys. Yeah.
All right, so kind of looking ahead, I know you said you're returning to Radford. Is that like official? So
I mean, I would say so. Yeah, it's not official, but I'm 99% sure I'm coming back next year. Yeah.
Are you excited? Like, what are you looking forward to the most?
I think I'm looking forward to us coming into next season with like guys who've been here before, so we speed up the whole progress of everybody having to learn new playing style, and then also going into this is my first time in 4 years going into the season with the same coach. So I think I'm just looking forward to that, not having to like make like the biggest changes, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
Since you're planning on returning, what do you think your leadership style would be? Like, do you see yourself growing into a leader of the team next year?
I've definitely always wanted to be a leader. I think I've always, my biggest, like, I wouldn't say I've always wanted to be a leader. I've always wanted to be more vocal. I've always tried to be more vocal. I think this year was harder because we had so many, older guys. Like, it was my first year in, and they had so much more experience than I did. So I think that what they said was like they had the first word, as they would most teams. But I think definitely like also I learned so much this season. I think it can drag a lot of things into like next season that will help us not ending up in positions we were this year. Yeah.
And then I think our final question of the day is just, do you have anything you'd like to say to the student body? Anything to maybe a message to the students to get them to come out to Dedmon next year or something like that?
I would say, yeah, of course, show up to the games. It would help us a lot. You all have a lot of fun. And then another thing, don't be scared to approach us around the campus. We don't bite. We're always willing to have a conversation. Or, if y'all have any questions, hit us up. We're always willing to help out. I think, especially as I said earlier, like Coach Chu only attracts good character people. So, we'll always be nice to y'all. If y'all come at something, we won't bite.
We appreciate that.
Of course. Yeah.
I think that's a really good, like, nice message to them to, kind of promote approachability too. Because I know one thing, a lot of like the donors and members of like the Highlander Club, they really do look for character in the players, and they want to feel that connection. So I think that's good.
That's a big part of being an athlete.
Yeah.
And a pro athlete, you got to be professional. Get touchable to other people.
Well, thank you for sharing that with us, and congratulations on returning. So
thank you so much.
We're glad to have you back. Looking forward to the next season. I'm sure we'll both be attending a lot of games.
We'll be somewhere around the Dedmon Center.
I'm sure you've seen us this season a lot. So yeah. But sadly, that's kind of all we have time for today. So thank you so much for giving us your time.
Of course.
And being here. We'd love to have you back sometime.
100%.
If you'd be interested in that, of course. So thank you guys all for tuning in today. It was great show. Great talking to you about your experience with basketball. And, we'd love to have another segment. For everyone listening, I want to thank you guys for tuning in today. Our support. We always appreciate that. But as always, if you're not following Radio Free Radford, please do, because that's where you're going to find all of our updates on upcoming interviews and other interviews for the show Let's Talk About It that I host on Tuesdays, and more athletes will be joining us too. So on that note, we're going to be closing out the show today. But once again, this has been Jessica and
Brandon.
And, of course, our special guest,
Frederik.
So we'll see you guys next time. Bye.